Hi there. I want to share with you an idea that I came up with for some widows in our church body. I got to thinking that Christmas is probably a little bit difficult time for them. This actually could even be any time of year that is difficult for them. It could be the time of year near the time that their husband passed, but I just wanted to bless them. I'm thinking that widows probably don't make a lot of meals for themselves. Maybe they do. More power to them if they do. But this is so that they can have a little more variety of fun home cooked meals and not have to cook them for themselves. A couple of us gals are actually giving 3 of our widows a little party tomorrow. And as part of that, what we're going to do is gift them with several individual meals. Now, normally in my meal taking ministry, I do like a whole meal for people, for like when people are going through hard times or had a new baby or whatever. But this is something I thought of that's completely different from that. I asked a few people if they would be willing to donate like a casserole, or if they've had leftovers that they would just save enough for 3 or 6 servings. And several people have done that already. In fact, take a look here. I've got these things that were left over from a home group meeting that we had last night. And then I've got this bin right here full of several more items, and then more are coming tomorrow. And so what I got was these little cups from the dollar store. So there's 12 of these for $1. You can also get little leftover bins, but those were 2 for $1. And since I have quite a few meals, I needed to stretch it out. So what I decided to do was put each individual serving into one of these cups and then put it into a little baggie like that. So it's just the serving of zucchini lasagna, and it's in the baggie. And then what I'm doing is putting a little punched out circle. I did all these labels, so I've got all the different items, the different casseroles. I put those all onto one sheet of cardstock. I made them so they would just fit a certain size punch. And like this one here, I've got marmalade chicken and dressing made by Birdie. And then the way I'm doing it is setting it up like upside down from the top. That's so, I'll just show you in a second here. All of these will sit in their freezer and they'll be able to see the little items. I could put one on the top, but things don't tend to stick in the freezer, so it had to be able to be stapled on there. So I've got all these little meals ready to go, just little individual servings. And then what I'm going to do is when the gals are here tomorrow, I'm going to put all of their meals into a bin. And of course, to know the size of bin, you basically have to get the meals all out and however many they're going to have, and then you'll know what size of bin. But I've got a pretty good idea that this is going to be a good size. So what I did was I put their names. I just did it in a fancy font in Word, actually. It's called Magnolia Sky, I think. And all those were on one sheet. I cut them apart. And then I just took scissors and made a little banner end on it, cut it at the top on each side and punched it, and then put a little ribbon through that and attached it to a bigger ribbon. So then all of her meals are going to go in that. And then I also got a bunch of little loaf pans, and I'm going to make a big batch of meatloaf and fill each one of these up individually. And I won't bake them. These will just be ready for them to bake. It'll say meatloaf, bake 1 hour.
I'm Jalna, and I received some of the mini freezer meals, and it was such a blessing because cooking for myself is really actually depressing, and I don't cook, so it was a blessing. They were delicious.
Oh, good.
It was really nice to be able to just pop them in the microwave and have a dinner that I wouldn't have cooked myself.
Hi, my name is Ruth, and I wanted to share that I got quite a few mini freezer meals from some precious ladies after the loss of my husband. It was small meals in a cup, and there was a variety of kinds. They were labeled, and I got to know who they were from. I used them over the next couple months, just at times when I needed a lunch or a dinner really quick, and I so appreciated it. It was such a blessing.
I want to tell you about a gift I received recently. It was the most wonderful, thoughtful, tangible outpouring of love from my friends. My children have grown up and moved away from home, and my husband moved on to heaven. So I really don't need to prepare large meals on a regular basis. And they gave me a container filled with frozen meals for one. And so I don't have one every day, but when I don't feel like cooking or I want something special, I go out there and look through them and pick out one. And a nice home-cooked entree, just put a little salad with it. It's perfect. And I feel like I'm getting a hug, really. And I feel so blessed and loved.
Hi, I'm Anita, and I just want to tell you about something that happened to me and a few of my friends who met together with a group of ladies just for the fun of it and just having some great conversation. But at the end of our time together, we were given, each of us ladies who had suffered loss in this last year and a half or so, had actually been given by these ladies a collection of meals. So like I would have a meal of one thing tonight, and even a dessert and a bun to go with it, which by the way had a sweet little message tucked inside of the bun just to remind me about how Jesus loves me and to continue on with him, and just that I can trust him in that. But more than the food, which was a tremendous blessing, more than not having to cook, more than any of that, to me it was like Jesus' hands making those meals for me and for these other women. And it was such a tremendous blessing, and every time I open up a meal to eat or have a dessert or a candy, I'm reminded about how much Jesus loves me. And I hope other women will consider doing the same thing for others, and I think that I'm going to be doing that because of what a blessing it was to me. So I'm just saying thank you one more time to these ladies and to Jesus.
You know, when someone experiences such a tragedy as the loss of a loved one, it can be really easy for them to get kind of frozen in time to the point where they can't even think about taking one step, let alone two or three. And the beautiful thing about this program is it comes alongside them, because at that point they can't think about going outside to get groceries, let alone cook a meal. So this program comes alongside and kind of gives them the strength to take that first step, kind of pushes them along, and then the next step, and then the next, until they have enough strength and confidence to do it on their own. So this program is a godsend for people who have recently lost a loved one.
So that is it, and thank you for watching.